Hey everyone, it's Ben Hansen, TV host and paranormal investigator. A few months ago, I was in Australia doing a public event and speaking tour. We called this Adelmania because I went from Adelaide to Tasmania. You get it? Adelmania. So, anyways, on one of our stops in Port Adelaide, we went to a railway museum, okay, a train museum, and we captured what I think is one of the best pieces of footage that depicts object manipulation. In other words, objects seemingly moving by themselves. Now, it's quite rare to capture this on camera, so I wanted to share it with you.
The National Railway Museum is in Port Adelaide, Australia, and I was there as the guest of Adelaide's Haunted Horizons Ghost Tours. So Allison, CAG, all the staff there, they made it possible that I could go to Australia and do this tour. And it's basically set up for the public where they pay a little bit and come in, and we have like 4 hours. So we're going back and forth between hundreds of railway cars. Each of these trains is, well, most of them are housed under sort of pavilions of tin roofs, and we kind of have a free-for-all to go and explore wherever we want to. It's highly active in this location. I think it was the third time that I've been there. So we made our way over to what's called the brake car, which is in the Fluck Pavilion. That's spelled F-L-U-C-K. I thought this was like a strange Australian word until I looked it up, and it's actually Ron Fluck is the founder of the museum. So at any rate, we're in there, and we start hearing some noises. We're getting, it sounds like, some reaction of something walking or throwing gravel while we're sitting in this car. And at some point we realize, we're not really hearing very closely where the sound is coming from, so why don't we leave the train car and go up to one of these platforms? So that's what we did. It's kind of like, if it was a real train, this is where you'd wait for your train to come in. So we sat down on the benches, and this is where it begins. The first thing I should point out is that, yes, those ladies there in the background, they are wearing pants.
What question?
The infrared light makes leggings look sort of like translucent like that. So a lot of people ask. So here I am sitting with my flashlight in my left hand and sitting on that bench on the platform. And I had everyone stand away from that fence. I wanted to make sure no one was touching it because I like to use a trigger object, a lot of times just a water bottle, and I didn't want anyone to bump it. I wanted to be able to show that if this did work, that nobody did it on accident. So this went on for quite a few minutes. Nothing was really happening, so this is where I decided to take out the water bottle and put it up on the fence. So I put it up there. I think I'd only taken a little bit of a drink from it, so I don't think it was completely full, but the lid was sealed on it. And I stomp. Sometimes I'll hit the fence, kind of bang on it to show that it would take a significant force to make that fall just by accident. So I know it's sometimes hard to move things. It's kind of a way to let us know because we can't always see you. So I put my water bottle right here on top of that fence. Nice. You can come and bump it. You can bump the fence or just knock the water bottle off. I won't be mad. Now, not much was going on for quite a while. It got quiet. A lot of times that's when stuff happens.
Throw some ballast for Ben. Let him hear what that sounds like.
Now, ballasts are those small rocks we were hearing earlier. Now, watch the bottle carefully and listen just before something quite amazing happens.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Did nobody
one
touch that?
moved.
Holy crap!
No one moved.
Nobody moved on the
I
fence?
reckon I got it in shot.
Did you capture that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh my gosh!
It was a click beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it click. Oh wow!
Wow.
You don't know how many years
I
it
hope I
takes
got
before
that.
that actually works like that
I've
solid.
ever seen that happen.
Yeah.
Thank you. That beats my ballast.
Whoa! You swear none of you? I heard it click. None of you bumped it.
They're all about a foot away.
Okay,
We can see it on the camera.
I
here.
got
And
chills.
I think
Oh my gosh.
That was very good.
Oh, good job.
Unless it's
Hey,
knocked
good job.
from that
Thank
side
you.
of the fence.
Yeah, but I think if we'd done it, it would have gone
If
the
we'd
other way.
knocked the fence,
It would have gone that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear the fence at all.
No.
No.
I
And the
heard
bottle
it
would
crush like someone like grabbing it and then.
yeah.
It was like a crack, wasn't it, before it went?
Thank you.
Well, that woke you up.
That was a good one.
Jet lag gone now.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible, huh? I mean, we're there for several minutes and nothing's really happening. I think it was fast forwarded about 3.5 minutes from the time I put it up there on the wall. And then all of a sudden, I can't really see anything except for my flashlight because it's dark. The thing comes crashing down. So I know you want to watch it in slow motion because this is the coolest part about it. Take a look.
Oh my gosh.
Now if you watch the area right around this red mark here, you'll see the light reflected on the plastic itself, and then you hear the plastic click as it crunches. One theory that someone gave to try and explain this is that perhaps the air was already kind of in a vacuum in the bottle and air slowly leaked into it, but that would cause an expansion. Here we see a contraction. It's actually pressing from the outside in.
I actually think it's a pretty clever theory. I mean, so here you have your water bottle, and let's say you push some of the air out of it. So you've created a vacuum like this. And then if you left the lid slightly open, at some point it's going to repressurize, causing the bottle to pop out, and then maybe that's enough to push it off the fence. This person who came up with the theory, I think, was implying that I'd hoaxed this. Well, not only am I not that smart to devise something like that, but the problem is this is repressurizing. It's not what you see in the video, which is the crushing. You have the external force of something or someone grabbing and pushing the bottle clearly before it falls over. So I really don't think this is any sort of vibration, anything natural that we could see that was pushing the bottle off. So it's really awesome. Like I said, it's not often we get to capture something like this on video, but I think all 4 or 5 nights we're investigating in different cities, they were recording the whole thing, so we got lucky. Well, the video was provided by Adelaide's Haunted Horizons. I want to thank them for the video footage, also for the B-roll. Amy's Crypt, I'll put all the links down below if you want to see more. She provided some of that B-roll of the museum. And then also Charmaine in Tasmania. Maybe later on we'll highlight some of the investigations there. But thank you so much for all making it possible. If you want to come along and join us on excuse me, any of these events, go to benhanson.com, and sometimes I send out a newsletter as to what I'm doing, sometimes not.